In this video, we're going to discuss about part 2 of Bayesian classification problem. In this part 2 video, we're going to discuss about one simple classification problem. How do we solve the classification problem, which is a two-class label problem using Bayesian classification within 5 steps. Now, in the part 1 video, we have already seen what is a Bayesian classification and what is a conditionally independent and conditionally dependent event, and how the classic example problems such as India versus Pakistan match in a normal cricket match, how do we apply a Bayesian classification to do some kind of probabilistic predictions, and also how do we do some kind of probabilistic predictions in using your palmistry as well, right? But in this video, we're going to discuss about a little bit more um, to identify for a given data set. How do we identify the class label given the historical data set? How do we identify the new class label for the new inbound data set within 5 steps? So in a typical Bayesian classification problem, you will be given with this kind of data set where this data set consists of a lot of input parameters, a lot of attributes. But this is the class label, and this class label is what you need to identify, right? Because here we have been given with this data set and a data set of 20 rows, but the 21st data set with someone who can give birth S, who can fly, who can live in water, who has legs, but we don't know the classification yet. So, what is the probability that this pattern, this combination can be a mammal or a non-mammal? So, how do we apply Bayesian classification problem to identify whether the given data set is a mammal or a non-mammal? But in a lot of YouTube videos, you would have probably seen with classification, with solving these problems with a lot of calculations. But in this video, I'm going to help you identify the class label within 5 steps. The first step is basically you need to identify the number of um, uh, mammals and the number of non-mammals, which is nothing but the class labels. This is a class label, and first you need to identify, as first step, just identify the number of class labels and divide that into the count. For example, in this class label, in this given example, we have two class labels, mammal and the non-mammal. So we need to count the number of mammals in this case, which is 7, and number of non-mammals, which is non-mammals, is just 30, right? This is the first step, right? Now, the second step is basically you need to identify probability of the given attribute given it is a mammal, which means probability of given birth. So the attribute can be give birth or can fly or live water or have legs. You need to identify the probability, and then since it is they are conditionally independent, um, you need to multiply these probabilities. Let's go through this example. If you look at this example, right, now we need to identify how many records with mammal have the capability of giving birth as yes, right? Because if you look at this example, the number of yes categories are just 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember that this particular example is not counted because even though it is a mammal, but this is not we are interested in because this is a no category, but the input we need to identify only based on the input. In the input, we are given with a question of identifying a give birth as equal to yes. So we need to identify only the S category, and then how many yes values are there for a given mammal. And similarly, can fly. right? So in this example, we have been given with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? There are 6 no values for the given mammal data set. But again, remember that this yes is not counted because this is not what we are interested in. This is not what we are interested in because the question is about can fly is equal to no. So you need to count only the no values against the mammal, right? Because here we are talking in terms of only the mammal count alone, right? So here there are 6 give birth is equal to yes out of 7 mammals. And similarly, 6 no values out of 7 mammals. Now, similarly, we need to find the number of um, um, elements or number of rows that have the capability of living in water as yes. In this case, it is true. So it is going to be 2 by 7. Remember that this 2 stands for number of values as yes and 7 stands for number of mammals because we are interested only in mammals in this count. And similarly, Havlex is equal to no because there are only 2 no categories for the mammal data set. So it is going to be again 2 by 7. Now, since they are all conditionally independent events, we have to multiply them together to give 0.06 value. Now, this is the step 2, right? In the first step, we have identified the number of mammals and non-mammals. The second step, we have to identify the number of probability of A given M. And similarly, probability of A given non-mammal is also supposed to be counted, right? Because we need to first identify the mammal probability and then the non-mammal probability. Now, in this case, the number of non-mammals are 13. Again, the number of rows that have the capability of give birth is equal to yes is nothing but only one value can give birth is equal to yes, even though it is a non-mammal, which is leopard shark, right? Now, because of that, it is given as 1 by 13 because 1 is nothing but the number of yes values and 13 stands for non-mammal because we are interested in calculating the probability of non-mammal now because we have already counted the probability of mammal. Now we have to identify the non-mammal for every one of these attributes, like how we identified for mammal, right? Similarly, for can phi is equal to no is going to be 10, right? Because there are 10 no values. Remember that these two are not counted because these two are value or having the values as yes, but we are not interested in calculating the yes because we have been given with an example of identifying no. So we need to calculate the we just need to count the number of no values against the non-mammals. Out of 13 non-mammals, we have 10 as no and then 3 as yes. But here we need to calculate only no. So just count the number of no's and then put it on the numerator and that is going to be 10 by 13. And similarly, for live in water is equal to yes, it is going to be 3 yes out of 13. And similarly, number of rows having legs as no is going to be 4 out of 13. That gives us 0.0042. Now this is the conditional probability, but we have to calculate the actual probability. That is given by probability of A given M into probability of M. Now this is nothing but probability of A given M is already given as 0.06 and then probability of M is nothing but 7 because there are 7 mammals, right? This is because we are interested in calculating the mammal probability. First, this is the conditional probability, but this is the actual probability, right? Um, so there are 7 mammals out of 20 rows. There are 20 rows here. So you have to make it as 20. and that gives us 0.021, and this is the fourth step, right? Because this is the first step, this is the second step, this is the third step, and this is the fourth step. And similarly, we need to calculate probability of a given non-mammal into probability of non-mammal, which gives us 0.042 into 13 by 20, because there are 13 non-mammals, because we are interested in calculating the number of non-mammals out of total count, which is 20. So that's why we are making it as 13 by 20, and that gives us 0.027, and this gives us the fifth step. And now we are in a position to identify whether or not the given row can be classified as a mammal or non-mammal. It depends on whichever is having the highest value, because we have got the probability for mammal classification and non-mammal classification, and out of these two, whichever is having the higher probability is what is supposed to be classified as the final output for the given data set. Because in this example, we found that this row has higher probability to be classified as mammal, because 0.021 is higher than 0.0027. So this data set can be classified as mammal. So I think this helps us to solve a Bayesian classification problem within 5 steps. Remember, just calculate the number of attributes, number of class labels, and the second step is going to be probability of attribute given one class label. This is the second class label, but remember that if there are 3 class labels, then the number of steps may be a little bit higher, because you need to calculate probability of a given class label 1, class label 2, class label 3, and so on and so forth. So but this 5 steps can be applicable only if you have 2 class labels, but if there are 3 class labels, it will be a kind of little bit additional, but the number of steps can still be minimized by simply doing the similar approach like how we have done right now, right? um, I think this helps us to solve any kind of classification problem using Bayesian technique. I hope this video is found to be useful. Please keep watching this space for more videos on any of the data science topics. Thank you so much.